أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam was the son of Imam Ali alayhi salam and Fatima bint Hizam, commonly referred to as Ummul Baneen. Abbas was the commander-in-chief and flag-bearer of Imam Husayn alayhi salam's army in Karbala and is highly revered for his loyalty and bravery. Amongst the popular titles of Hazrat Abbas are Abul Fadhl, meaning father of virtue, and Moon of Banu Hashim, meaning the full moon of the Hashemites. Following the martyrdom of Sayyidah Fatima Zahra alayhi salam, Imam Ali was looking to get married to a lady from a good lineage who would give birth to brave and courageous children. He consulted his brother Aqil ibn Abi Talib, who was an expert in Arab genealogy, to find him a suitable wife. Aqil suggested a lady by the name of Fatima bint Hizam bint Khalid, who was from the Bani Kilab tribe, whose men were amongst the most brave and courageous of the Arabs. When the proposal came, the tribe elders received, they were honored to have the Prophet's brother as their son-in-law. When Fatima bint Hizam entered the house of Imam Ali alayhi salam, he referred to her as Fatima. However, she saw the look of sadness on the faces of the children, who remembered their mother, Sayyidah Fatima Zahra alayhi salam. Instead, she asked Imam Ali alayhi salam to refer to her as Ummul Baneen, meaning mother of the children. Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam was the son of Imam Ali alayhi salam and Fatima bint Hizam, Ummul Baneen. Abbas was the commander-in-chief and flag-bearer of the army in Karbala. From the time of their birth, Lady Ummul Baneen always taught their sons to never see themselves as the equals of Imam Hassan and Imam Husayn, as she always saw herself as a maidservant of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. When Abbas was born, the first thing he saw was the face of Imam Husayn alayhi salam. He remained by the side of Imam Husayn alayhi salam throughout his life, always acting as a protector and defender of his older brother. In the Battle of Siffin, when Abbas was just a young boy, he fought bravely, killing many of the enemy's forces. During the battle, Abbas wore a face covering to hide his identity, and many on the enemy's side assumed that this was Imam Ali alayhi salam who had been fighting. Abbas finished the battle and returned back to the tent, and Imam Ali alayhi salam came out to greet him. The enemy were astonished and wanted to know who had been fighting so courageously. Imam Ali alayhi salam removed the face covering, and all the enemy saw that it was Abbas. As Imam Ali alayhi salam was about to leave this world due to the effects of the head injury caused by Ibn Muljim's poisoned sword, he told all the family members to place their hand in the hand of Imam Hassan alayhi salam. However, Abbas was told to place his hand in the hand of Imam Husayn alayhi salam. When Imam Husayn alayhi salam left Medina for Makkah, on his way to Karbala, Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam accompanied his brother. Upon leaving Makkah, Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam delivered an important sermon from the roof of the Kaaba, addressing the pilgrims who had gathered for Hajj. All praise be to the Almighty Allah, who honored this house, the Holy Kaaba, because of his, Imam Husayn's father, and set it as the Qibla of the Muslims, which till then was only a house. O evil creatures and infidels, you closed the way of this house for the pious and holy Imam. You closed the way upon one who is more worthy and nearer to this house than anyone else. If it was not for the will of the Almighty Allah, the divine mystery and divine test, then surely the house of Allah would have moved towards the Imam for touching her blessed hands, while the people touching the Hajar al-Aswad, the black stone. If my master, Imam Husayn, was not in conformity with the will of Allah, I would have attacked you like an angry eagle attacking a sparrow in the air, and would have sacrificed my life for my pious leader. You threaten a brave man who has not been fearful of death even at childhood, and considered it a sport. Never. Think and see who is the one who drinks wines, in bracket Yazid, and who is the owner of Kawthar, drinking pond in heaven, Imam Husayn. Ponder and see in whose house drinking of alcohol and dancing by women is common, Yazid, and in whose house it is witnessed revelation of Holy Quran. Ponder and see in whose house is corruption and evil, and whose house is found purity and verses of Holy Quran. You are heading towards the same wrong way that the Quraysh went. They planned to kill the Prophet ﷺ, and you too plan to kill his grandson, as they couldn't do anything to him during Amir al-Mu'mineen's era. You plan to kill his you cannot implement your scheme against Imam Husayn as long as I am alive. Know that you cannot succeed in your evil intention unless you kill me first. I hope you will not achieve your evil aim, and may the wrath of Allah be on you, your forefathers and sons forever. On the evening of Ta'su'ah, the day before Ashura, Shimr bin Dhil Joshan from the enemy approaches the camp of Imam Husayn alayhi salam with letters of amnesty for Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam and his brothers. Abbas did not wish to meet him. However, upon the insistence of Imam Husayn alayhi salam, he agreed to do so. Shimr tells Hazrat Abbas, I have brought letters of amnesty from Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad for you and your brothers. We are from the same tribe as your mother, so I do not wish to fight against you. Abbas asked him, is there amnesty for the son of Zahra? Shimr replies, no, this is only for you and your brothers. I got special permission from Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam reacts angrily, tearing up the letter and throwing it at Shimr. Curse be upon your amnesty and curse be on you. We will never abandon the son of Zahra. On the day of Ashura, Hazrat Abbas sends his brother Abdullah, Ja'far and Uthman to the battlefield, telling them, O sons of my mother, you go ahead so that I see you have a purified goal for Allah and his messenger. Abdullah went into the battle and fought severely before he was killed after an exchange of swords with Hani ibn Thubayt al-Hadrami. Ja'far, the second brother, enters the battle and he too was killed by Hani. Finally, Uthman enters the battle and is shot by an arrow fired by Kholi bin Yazid and is attacked and beheaded by a man from Banu Darim clan. Imam Husayn's companions and family, one by one, entered the battlefield and were martyred. Finally, Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam was left alone alongside Imam Husayn alayhi salam, with all the members of the army having reached martyrdom. Abbas told his brother, Master, do I have permission to enter the battlefield? However, Imam Husayn alayhi salam told him, O Abbas, how could I let you go to fight? You are the standard bearer of my army. Hazrat Abbas turns towards Imam Husayn and says, O Master, Where is the army? They have all been martyred. Water had been cut off to the camp of Imam Husayn alayhi salam, and the children had been thirsty for several days. 4-year-old daughter of Imam Husayn, Sakina, approaches her uncle Abbas, clutching her empty water sack, and asks him, "Oh, my uncle Abbas, all the children are dying of thirst. Will you bring us some water?" Hazrat Abbas looks at his brother Imam Husayn alayhi salam, who tells him, "I give you permission to bring water for the children." Abbas takes the water sack from Sakina, attaches it to his standard, and prepares to mount his horse. Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam says his farewells to the family and promises the children that he will soon return back with water. Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam rushes to see Abbas and tells him, "Oh Abbas, are you really leaving? I remember that once my father Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam told me, 'Oh Zainab, you will be paraded in the streets of Kufa and Damascus without a veil.' I often wondered how this would happen when I have a brother as brave and courageous as Abbas, but now I am certain that this will happen. Oh Abbas, that I which used to sleep peacefully will remain awake, and that I which used to remain awake will sleep peacefully." Sakina gathers together the children, all of them waiting anxiously for Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam to return so they can drink the cool water. Abbas sets out to get water from the river, carrying the flag and the water sack. He fights like a ferocious lion, cutting through the enemy ranks, and reaches the Euphrates. Abbas sees the cool fresh water and takes some in his hand. He then remembers the thirst of his brother Imam Husayn alayhi salam and tells himself, "Oh Abbas, how could you drink from this water when your master is thirsty?" Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam fills the water sack and begins returning back to the camp. Umar ibn Sa'd gives the order that not a single drop of water should reach the camp of Imam Husayn. Abbas is now being attacked from all sides. However, he is focused on protecting the water. An enemy, Hakim bin Tufail al-Sumbusi, hiding in a palm tree, hits Hazrat Abbas from behind, severing his right arm. He grabs the water sack in his left hand and recites the following couplet: "By Allah, if they cut off my right hand, I will never abandon my religion." Abbas continues fighting. However, a short while later, another enemy, Hakam bin Tufail al-Tai, comes from behind another palm tree and severs his left arm. Abbas utters the following couplet: "O my soul, do not fear the unbelievers and be blessed by the mercy of great God and being with the noble Prophet. These people cut my left hand unjustly. My Lord will drop them in the flames of hell." Abbas takes the water sack in between his teeth and carries on riding, holding the standard between his legs. At this point, Harmala, who was the main archer in Umar bin Sa'd's army, fires an arrow and it hits Abbas in the eye. He still moves forward, but this time Harmala sends another arrow, which hits the water sack, causing all the water to fall to the ground. Abbas loses hope and tries to turn his horse around to head back to the river. However, he's struck by Hakam bin Tufail al-Tai, causing him to fall from his horse to the ground. Hazrat Abbas now calls out, "Oh my master, please accept my final farewell." Imam Husayn alayhi salam hears the cry and rushes into the battlefield. He sees Hazrat Abbas lying in the sand and places his head on his lap, but Abbas places his head back on the sand. Imam Husayn asks, "Oh Abbas, Do you not like to keep your head in my lap? Abbas replies, no, master, but when you are martyred, there will be nobody to take your head in their lap. Then Abbas makes his final requests from Imam Husayn. My master, the first person I saw when I was born was you. I have an arrow in my left eye, and the right eye is filled with blood. Could you please clean my right eye so that I could see you one last time? Imam Husayn alayhi salam cleans the eye of Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam and looks in his face. Then he says, "O master, I have another request. I wish that you leave my body here and don't take me back to the tent, as I am too ashamed. I promised to bring Sakina water, but I was unable to fulfill my promise." Imam Husayn alayhi salam then turns to his brother and tells him, I too have a request from you as well. From the time you were born, you always refer to me as master. I wish that you call me brother one time. Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam turns his face towards Imam Husayn and calls out, "Oh, my brother," and attains martyrdom. Imam Husayn cries out, "Now my back is broken." Imam Husayn alayhi salam collects the standard with the torn water sack and begins riding back. Sakina sees the standard and gathers the children, expecting to see her uncle. However, Imam Husayn alayhi salam returns alone. When Sakina realizes that her uncle is martyred and will not return, she cries out, "Oh, my uncle Abbas, I will never ask for water again. I only wish that you return back to me." Peace be upon you, O son of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Peace be upon you, O righteous servant of Allah and obedient to Allah and His Messenger. I testify that you did jihad and were patient until death came to you. So Allah's curse be on the group who killed you from the first to the last, and may that they be in hell forever. وَسَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيَّ مُنْقَلَبٌ يَنْقَلِبُونَ إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ صلوات على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.